Bruce Lee. True refinement seeks simplicity. Instead of dedicating your life to actualize a concept of what you should be like, actualize yourself. When you feel pain, you know that you are still alive. Everyone wants to learn how to win, but no one wants to learn how to accept defeat. Self-knowledge involves relationship. To know oneself is to study oneself in action with another person. Relationship is a process of self-evaluation and self-revelation. Relationship is the mirror in which you discover yourself. To be is to be related. Practice makes perfect. After a long time of practicing, our work will become natural, skillful, swift, and steady. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. What you habitually think largely determines what you will ultimately become. Life is an ever-flowing process, and somewhere on the path, some unpleasant things will pop up. It might leave a scar, but then life is flowing. And like running water, when it stops it grows stale. Go bravely on, my friend, because each experience teaches us a lesson. Keep blasting because life is such that sometimes it is nice, and sometimes it is not. Mistakes are always forgivable, if one has the courage to admit them. Obey the principles without being bound by them. Anxiety is the gap between the now and the then. So if you are in the now, you can't be anxious, because your excitement flows immediately into ongoing spontaneous activity. A fight is not won by one punch or kick. Either learn to endure or hire a bodyguard. There is no such thing as maturity. There is instead an ever-evolving process of maturing. Because when there is a maturity, there is a conclusion and a cessation. That's the end. That's when the coffin is closed. You might be deteriorating physically in the long process of aging, but your personal process of daily discovery is ongoing. You continue to learn more and more about yourself every day. For it is easy to criticize and break down the spirit of others, but to know yourself takes a lifetime. In order to realize our true self, we must be willing to live without being dependent upon the opinion of others. The truth is outside of all fixed patterns. When you say that something is impossible, you have made it impossible. To hell with circumstances. I create opportunities. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Your state of mind is everything. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. The best fighter is not a boxer, karate, or judo man. The best fighter is someone who can adapt on any style. He kicks too good for a boxer, throws too good for a karate man, and punches too good for a judo man. Never waste energy on worries or negative thoughts. All problems are brought into existence. Drop them. One rule is to not use complicated techniques unless they are necessary to achieve your goal. First, use simple movements, and if they don't work, then introduce the more complex ones. He who wants to succeed should learn how to fight, to strive, and to suffer. You can acquire a lot in life if you are prepared to give up a lot to get it. Fluidity is the way to an empty mind. You must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying. Every man today is the result of his thoughts yesterday. It's not the daily increase, but the daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. To become a champion requires a good mental attitude toward preparation. You have to accept the most tedious task with pleasure. Sorrows are our best educator. A man can see further through a tear than a telescope. Ever since I was a child, I have had this instinctive urge for expansion and growth. To me, the function and duty of a quality human being is the sincere and honest development of one's potential. The biggest adversary in our life is ourselves. We are what we are, in a sense, because of the dominating thoughts we allow to gather in our head. All concepts of self-improvement, all actions and paths we take, relate solely to our abstract image of ourselves. Life is limited only by how we really see ourselves and feel about our being. A great deal of pure self-knowledge and inner understanding allows us to lay an all-important foundation for the structure of our life, from which we can perceive and take the right avenues. Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own. If you always put limit on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. The less effort, the faster and more powerful you will be. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Always be yourself. Express yourself. Have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made up of. Love is like a friendship caught on fire, in the beginning a flame. Very pretty, often hot and fierce, but still only light and flickering. As love grows older, our hearts mature, and our love becomes as coals, deep burning and unquenchable. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. The past is no more, the future not yet. Nothing exists except the here and now. Our grand business is not to see what lies dimly at a distance, but to do what lies clearly at our hands. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you're not in this world to live up to mine. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Notice that the stiffest tree is most easily cracked, while the bamboo or willow survives by bending with the wind. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine.
This was released from For the Sake of Education by Flow Wisdom. If the content was helpful, make sure to subscribe.